Welcome to our few minutes of meditation time that we have together. It is an honor to get to spend these few minutes with you. It is an honor to get to spend them with myself. I hope that you feel the same way about spending them with yourself. So let's just each settle into our space. Just allow the eyes to close as this symbol of just blocking the world out for just a few minutes. We have things to do, we have lists to attend to, and those will all be waiting for us. But let's just spend these few minutes with clear, focused awareness. And begin that focus by turning toward the breath. Just allowing yourself to take a slow breath in and then follow it with a slow breath out. And deep inhale and a full exhale. And then just find a rhythm of breath that feels right for you. However long that inhale and exhale need to be, find the rhythm that is right for you. And as we've gathered for these few minutes on this day, I'm already looking ahead. Even though I am staying present, I am looking ahead to this shortest day of light that's coming about midweek this week. And as I was reflecting on it, I want to use it in these next few meditation times that we have together to just draw our attention to the things on which we focus. Because it is so easy on days like the winter solstice to focus on the dark. It's so easy to get a little grumbly, a little frustrated, wishing that things were a little bit different. But nature's patterns are predictable. And as sure as that shortest day of light comes, the day that follows will be a little more light than the day before. And so I would propose that we use these minutes that we have today and in the days to come leading up to that winter solstice to choose the things that we're going to focus on. And then we'll know that when those moments come, whether it's the nature's form of darkness or the metaphorical darkness that we experience, we know that focusing on the darkness is our choice. But we also have the choice to do something different. And so for here in these moments that we have, I want to share a mantra with you that I used in my classes this morning. I've been sitting with myself for the last few days just as I look ahead to that shortest day of light. It's a simple mantra, but I think it's one that can not only allow me to really turn my focus where I want and where I need it to be, but it's also one that will help me as I want to set new intentions as one year closes and a new year begins. Very simply it says, I am loving awareness. And I'd like for us across just these few minutes today, just to use that mantra in one way. And then the next time we're together, we're going to use it in a different way and try to expand what those few simple words can really offer to us in our physical practice, in our spiritual practice, in our everyday practice of just living this human existence. And so I would invite you first, as you are in your spot for meditation, whether you're seated or lying down, let's bring that awareness to how your body feels. Notice where it might be restless. Notice where it may be comfortable and where it might be uncomfortable. Notice those spots that maybe you typically grumble about, or the spots that frustrate you a little bit. Just be aware of the totality of your physical being. And what I'll propose as we go through these next few days is that we take our focus from the physical parts of us and we look at the whole us. But I think we've got to start with this concrete known level of us. Knowing where our bones feel a little bit troublesome. Knowing where our muscles are tired. Knowing where that little piece of arthritis sits or that scar from that injury. We have to know ourselves. And so as we sit, just for these next few breaths, what I'd like each of us to do is just kind of scan. Even though your eyes are closed, it's like you're taking your eyes up to the head. You're shifting them down across the shoulders, down through your arms, across your fingers, your knuckles. You'll shift your eyes across your chest, through the ribs, your shoulder blades. You'll shift down a little bit more into your belly, your hips, that low part of your back. Then you'll shift your awareness through your legs and your knees and your ankles and your feet. And just kind of continue just to scan. Almost like your eyes are just moving up and down and across and over. And as you do it, it's not to find the things that are wrong or the things that are right. It is purely to find awareness. Like you're getting to know yourself across these next few breaths just a little bit better. Breathing in and breathing out slow and deeply. Just scan. See yourself. And with that awareness, notice if there were spots that caused a reaction. That maybe as your eyes scanned across that place, you paused and internally you grumbled a little bit, or you grinned to yourself, or just notice if there was a reaction. We all have those spots, we have those physical scars, we have those wrinkles, those places that don't work like they used to perhaps. But they really are the story of the physical us. And so I would like for us to do is for these next few breaths now, let's go back to that mantra I shared with you. We've got the totality of who we are physically. I have the scar across my nose that just months ago was a spot where cancer sat. Maybe you have a scar that represents something else. Maybe you had to adjust because one of the knees is the one that kind of bothers you at times if you sit too still. Whatever the things are, we have those ideas in our mind. We have those images, that sensation. And now I'd like to just repeat that mantra a few times. With that awareness that we have, let's shift how we see it. You can let my words hold space for all of us. You can repeat them to yourself. You can say them out loud. You do whatever feels right. Taking a deep breath in. I am loving awareness. Taking a deep breath in. I am loving awareness. And taking a deep breath in. I am loving awareness. And one more time, a deep breath in. I am loving awareness. Saying that is not going to make the one knee cooperate like the other. It's not going to make my visible images of my scars on my face look any lighter. But it is going to change how we see ourselves. Because if we really want to get down to the totality of us, to get down deep into our spiritual walk, our mental walk, our emotional parts, we have to accept this concrete outer shell with loving awareness first. Otherwise, we're going to delve deep into things, into our story, into our scars that are not visible, but that are emotional. And it will be much more difficult to extend loving awareness to those if we haven't extended it to the simple things like a troublesome knee or scars on your face. I am loving awareness. Just as I know that on Thursday, December the 21st, there will be less light than there will be dark. I know that that does not change how I see myself. Through the dark days, I am loving awareness. Through the moments of celebration, I am loving awareness. Through the neutral, even quiet moments, I am loving awareness. And as we show up here for this meditation practice on a regular, this consistent basis, it would communicate that we are seeking something deeper for ourselves, for our life. We may not know what that is, but we are seeking it. And the only way to get down and really ask the questions of our soul is through the lens of loving awareness. And it starts with this outer layer of who we are. And so what I'd like us to do is just sit. Sit with these bodies, these vessels, these shells that house our heart, our soul, our being. And just continue saying to yourself or acknowledging for yourself, even if you don't use the words, I am loving awareness. I scan those shoulders. I feel that tension. I am loving awareness. I brush one hand over the other. I feel the wrinkles across my knuckles, and I am loving awareness. I adjust how I'm seated because that one hip starts to get a little restless, and I am loving awareness. I realize that maybe my clothes don't fit the way they did a few years ago. I am loving awareness. And so whatever the examples are, whatever you fill in your blank with, let the end of the sentence be, I am loving awareness. And now I'd invite you just to sit with yourself as I sit with myself. Continuing to nurture and foster this idea of loving awareness toward ourselves. Breathing in, slow and deep. I am loving awareness. Breathing in, slow and deep. I am loving awareness. And as we prepare to close our time, just know that these words are going to sit with us for a bit. I hope they'll sit with you as you move from the space where you are, but I also hope that they'll linger tomorrow and the days to follow. And as we look ahead to this winter solstice, this winter equinox, of this day of darkness, we'll realize it is just a day in nature, signifying a shift as we start to turn and head toward the season of light. And while it is a remembrance and it's a message for us, it's a reminder, it does not change the fact that we are loving awareness. Namaste.